in a second. First, we're gonna delete it if we don't go live.
All right, live from
For sure.
Cool. We live.
Happy birthday, Kobe.
Yes.
Definitely.
Happy birthday, Cobes.
His birthday is the day before Kobe Day. So
Yeah, God works in mysterious ways, my brother.
right.
Yes, he does.
Man, what was the last time he beat all of the Jazz? I thought it was the Nuggets. Oh yeah, sorry. I didn't know how to be a Memphian. So two things.
The fact that you're able to think of something every week is still amazes me.
Well, God works in mysterious ways.
Everything.
No question is plan. I feel you.
I went to church today.
So I thought this person was saying foul, but they're saying that something was fraudulent. And I was like, well, that's a flagrant foul, and I get the ball. But can y'all explain what it means to be? I don't even know how to say it.
Flogging? Is that
Flogging?
Flogging? Like I'm flossing?
No, it's like you lying.
You flogging?
Right, flogging is like you lying, brother.
Yeah.
Flogging is lying.
Derived from camouflage.
Yeah.
Derived from
Sneaky.
camouflage. Wow. So
I didn't know that. Thank you, Savage.
You don't know if it's real or not. You don't know if it's there or not.
There you go,
blend
too.
in with everything.
There you go,
about,
too.
You know what I'm saying?
Preaching, brother. You're
I
preaching,
got you,
too.
bro. I got you, bro. You got to just simplify, you know. Flogging, that's what it means, bro.
So how do you know that?
So here's an example, and we're gonna talk about it.
I need a spell check as well. Go ahead.
Okay, I have an example. We're gonna talk about this topic later with Earl Thomas, but basically when the Baltimore Ravens said they are either gonna trade or release him, that was flogging because obviously they wasn't gonna trade him today.
Exactly.
That's an example of flogging. They were gonna release him the whole time, but they said they were gonna trade or release him. Flogging.
So I expect the Dallas Cowboys to have him signed by the end of Tuesday.
That's flogging.
It's like
Cowboys win the
Here
Here you go. Here we go. The Dallas
Cowboys.
Cowboys the Dallas Cowboy fans said they're going to win the Super Bowl next year.
Flogging.
Here we go.
I don't know if y'all remember, but that was a video in which Jerry and Dak had a meeting, right? He kept on calling him Dackery and whatnot. And what happened was they agreed that if Dak put up the numbers, that Jerry was gonna
Come on,
you know what I'm
Come on,
pay him. Jerry flogged. He don't pay no paying. That's a flogging. If you need me to see you the video, bro, I got you. Just let me know. It's something you should definitely see.
Boy. There you go, too. That's how you break it down to him.
That's how you do it, bro. Jerry flogging it sucks, but you know, that's life.
Do you spell this word a certain way?
I think it's FLA.
I've never spelled it before. That's a crazy thing. I've never spelled it.
I have the Urban Dictionary definition right here.
Hold on, put that back. Put that back.
I read it. It is to speak and act so as to make it appear that something is the case when in fact it is not. Fly.
Put that back. What's the spelling?
No, that's basically the end part of camouflage.
Yes, Trevor, that definitely makes sense. But every time I've seen
flaws,
I've never seen flaws spelled the way.
Yeah,
I thought it had a D in it.
That's what she said. That's what she said.
There you go. I was rocking with you, bro.
I took a week off. I'm ready to go.
I was saying if you was on point today, Scott. You on point, baby. Shout out to baby.
No, wait. I got two different problems here. I got one person spelling it flodge, F-L-O-U-G-E.
That's how I spell it.
And I got another one F-L-A-U-D-G-E. Like
that's
just like saying color and color. How in the hell am I supposed to spell this in the sentence?
Hey, you in Memphis now, bro. You spell it.
Second one, bro.
Yeah,
Second one.
I think
if I were to spell it, it'd be that one.
I think when all is said and done, we definitely have to create our own book and give that to Sheedy, How to Be a Memphian.
Yeah.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was another segment of teaching Sheedy how to be a Memphian.
We need a song for that every single week. We need a song for that.
That'll be a series.
It's always fun.
It's an IGTV series.
Might as well. Just go back and like screen record what I was telling you about all at the beginning. Episode. Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm gonna do.
Dallas better not win this game. I tell you that.
I know for real. I'm agreeing with on that one. I was like, yo, what's going on with the Clippers? But we know what's going on.
You know what's going on, Luke?
You know what's wrong? Well, I know we can say that for the show. I got my point.
Oh, y'all see my name? Y'all see my name? That's the problem.
Pandemic P.
I said he had the
Pandemic
most to me.
You did.
During the bubble.
You did.
Because you didn't. I traded twice.
Hey man.
Now you here, and
you asked for this trade. So hey.
And you lucky that series was a little bit different.
Mr. Ye and Gallo looking kind of good right now. They just got a W. So
what you about to say? Mr.
I thought Savage was going to say something.
Mr. Chips. Chips.
Yeah.
All I'm gonna say is he could have been a Laker, but hey,
yeah,
the Clippers and do your own thing.
He specifically got traded from the Pacers because he said he was gonna sign with the Lakers.
Yep.
Sometimes life isn't that hard, fellas. Clearly, they better not lose this game.
All right. Sure. Go ahead.
Party started.
Let's get it, man.
As he's doing that, I definitely miss y'all.
Yeah.
Oh, we miss you too.
Miss you too.
Like, not for real.
Hey, y'all know that we almost 2 weeks away from football.
You said what?
You said what?
Yeah.
Away from football.
Yeah, maybe.
It's crazy.
Maybe, yeah.
I came out with something else today.
Maybe. Maybe.
All these false tests.
Right. That's what I'm saying. All right. Okay. 192. Okay. We'll be keeping update. Shoot, get this countdown going. What that thing get?
Still got to get used to that.
That's John Bump. I don't care what nobody says.
I want to go straight for that to say, let's be real about. All right. Let's be real about research.
Let's be real about research.
You want to start checking session, G.
We should do that. We need it. That's what we do. How to properly check as a Memphian is a good one.
Another segment for another day, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, man. Of course, before we start, man, justice for Breonna Taylor and others. Do y'all have any other stories, Sheeta and Trevor? I know y'all be coming with it. Stories nobody else know about.
Yeah, I definitely got a story. Dang, I talked about this last week. If I didn't, here we go. I talked about the kid who didn't get into the school that he was in last year because of his hair.
Yeah,
I did.
No, you didn't.
I don't think that.
Okay.
I thought maybe you did, but go ahead.
So in Ohio, the only place I can drive to and see 2 Trump bridges right now. A kid who was 5 is now 6. The school that he was at, private school, of course, is now denying him to come into their school because his hair is now in locks. This is a Black family. It's ridiculous to even think about. You're denying this kid education because of his hairstyle. And then I think about like how we have to pass a bill to make sure that our hairstyle is acceptable in work when other people don't need, anything else. You can come wet and wavy, however wet and wavy may be for you. No disrespect to everyone's religion, but you can come with a turban on or whatever it may be for religious purposes. But the fact that we're going to deny a kid who is 6 years old education because his hair is in locks is ridiculous. And the fact that we get looked at differently because our hair is different, we are different skins of color. of course our hair is going to look different. And that part, it just doesn't sit well with me. And unfortunately, this comes another story from Ohio. I hate to say it. Racist Ohio, as it stands, I had to get rid of one of my cousins because she's talking about Trump 2020. I said, nope, can't be my friend.
Cancel.
I got to talk to you in December.
Gotta go.
We got these type of stories coming. Too, you want to let them know about your plans with the Let Me Be Real?
Oh, definitely. So one thing that I thought about was, instead of me doing a blog on James Wiseman going to the Warriors, was to make like a small video, explaining, why I think that, and have more like an in-depth conversation with people, on social media. So, and I think that a lot of us are good at certain things a lot better than a lot of us, especially when we're talking about our own teams. So if it's a good way to incorporate that into like getting our social media, following up, and a face to a name, and also Sheedy, like you said, just to go on and say Black Lives Matter. And we still waiting on justice for Breonna Taylor. So it is what it is, but we just gotta let it be known. So like I said, Let Me Be Real, coming soon.
I love it.
Staying with you,
yes, sir. All right. Before we start, welcome back, Skylar. Now he's officially a
Yeah. It's crazy. Like I've known this guy since college, but like Savage, you know him since high school. So it's like to see this man become like a dad, like a full dad, bro. It's crazy.
Right. Skylar's the first person I met when I moved out.
Like 8 years have been great, man. So
Man, let me say this real quick, and then we can move on. I've always loved Black women. I've loved everything about them. But to see a woman give birth, boy, it does nothing but make you appreciate women even that much more. Amen. It does nothing but make you appreciate women much more. Hopefully, maybe one day y'all are blessed to have a child in this world. You will see the birth. You will see what they go through for 9 months. You see what they go through when the baby gets here. You see what they go through even after the birth. It's a lot. I love Black women. I will keep it at that.
I know.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right. So let's go and get into the topic list. NBA. We'll talk about the first round, the playoffs, and extra topics, including Masai Ujiri. After that, we go to NFL. Washington hired first Black president in the NFL. And like we said earlier in the pregame by Earl Thomas, we'll talk about that more in depth. Then we'll finish with the ReaLIST. Savage, we did top 10 safeties, so we're going to present those.
It's going to be fun.
That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, that's all over the place. I can feel it.
Yeah. First up, let's go to NBA. First round playoff talk, Skyler.
Oh, yeah, man. So definitely, I wanted to talk about this, as NBA basketball is literally probably one of the few things that's going on right now. Doesn't look like we're going to have football, whether it be real positive tests, if it's negative tests, whatever the case may be. So definitely want to at least get some perspective from you guys. Who's standing out from you guys as far as the teams in the first round? There were some sweeps, as we see, Mr. Sharkey. There were some sweeps.
It
hasn't happened yet, but we'll see. So who stood out to y'all? Who's somebody that surprised y'all? Who's somebody that's probably even also disappointed y'all? So
let me go first.
Take it away. We saw the slight flicks when you got.
First, I should have had a broom, but we ain't finna mention more about that. I mean, it's 3-0. She called it last week. I actually said 6 games, so I undermined us. Shout out to Sheedy for them. Shout out to Jimmy Butler going to the free throw line a whole lot. But I ain't got no complaints. But you remember my trolling out about Luka last week? I mean, this first round has been Luka against the Clippers in Dallas. Luka, I mean, I said, yeah, my trolling out, I really believed it. Being the best player in 2 years. I mean, I've seen it in this first round against the Clippers.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick it back off there. Luka Doncic, this is his second year in the NBA, man. Like his second year. And I'm looking at his stats right now. Let me go back to this man's stats. This is the fourth quarter of the current game where they're up by 10 with 8 minutes left in the game right now. Luka has 28, 12, and 11 on 12 of 18 shoots. He ain't even in his prime yet.
He's not.
He's not.
Yeah, this is the biggest. I don't say surprise. I've done bootleg breakdowns of Luka, but just like the way that his game, he's not fast, he's not athletic. He just gets buckets and gets assists and gets rebounds. So I don't know. Luka is my surprise, but it's just like I can't even explain it.
Oh, yeah, disappointed. I don't know. Y'all saw my name, Pandemic P. I mean, do I need to go more into it, Paul George?
We got a little time.
Are we disappointed though, or are we?
You got a little time. Go ahead.
All right. I saw this on Twitter last Friday during Game 3. Clippers actually won that game. Luka got hurt. He's playing on a sprained ankle right now. So doing what Savage was just saying, them stats. But yeah, Paul George was struggling, and I just happened to look online. I say something about playoff P. I guess this is playoff P. Then I go to the trending title and say, I see Pandemic P. And I sit here and think to myself, I know this ain't who they think what I think it is. I click on that Joker, bro.
Terrible.
Hey, our people need help, bro.
Oh man, that's hilarious. Well,
go ahead, Trevor. Go ahead.
I'll stick with that disappointment with Paul George, and I'll just start just a couple years back when playoff P was declared, and they interviewed Russ and Melo, and they asked him about the question. They just bust out laughing, only for Paul George to get told up by Joe Ingles like the next, I won't say the next game or the next 2 games or something like that. So at this point, it's you can almost say it's expected at this point. But he asked for this trade. He wanted to be in LA. So for him not to perform to the way that he's supposed to be performing, that's definitely will be a disappointment in my book. I'm gonna stem away from the Luka surprise, and because this person is really not a surprise either, but just how he's been dominant over these few games has just been amazing. That's Jason Tatum in Boston. So
sorry,
yeah, sweet.
Yep, sweet as it just happened today. Philly they gotta do something with their roster, man. That's all I'm gonna say. So,
Philly is in a bad spot.
Right. This is all I got to say about Philly. Process complete.
Give you that. Philly's in a bad spot. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, they got Elton Brand got to go, bro. That roster construction.
Yeah, he's terrible. Like, I thought that. I mean, we can also credit Brett Brown to like not knowing how to use Horford and Embiid as well. Because, like I said, I think Embiid and Horford could have worked together, but it's how you use them, and you got to stagger them. You know what I'm saying? And put different players, for them to succeed. And then Ben Simmons, don't get me started on Ben, man. No, yeah, I got you, bro. I got you. But if it's a player, I go ahead. If it's a player that surprised me, it's the player that's averaging the most points in the playoffs, and that's Donovan Mitchell. You know what I'm saying? I didn't expect them to be doing so well against the Nuggets. He's averaging actually close to 36 points a game. You know what I'm saying? And, Mike Conley, who just had a baby, some with babies and dads getting superpowers or something like that. But he came back and did his thing last game. So it's looking like the Jazz could actually win this series against the Nuggets. I still got the Nuggets winning. But if Donovan Mitchell is close to averaging 36 and keep it up, it's going to be hard. Mm-hmm. Especially Mike Conley, with his baby powers.
The Nuggets got comfortable. Baby That's power. What happened
to them. And they still missing players. Will Barton.
They gave up 57 to Donovan Mitchell and still won the game and thought everything was going to be all right.
Yeah.
I'm there.
Nope. I agree with you. For me, gentlemen, I am worried about my Los Angeles Lakers. I'm very high.
You are?
Even after 2 solid, I guess, wins against the Portland Trailblazers. I am worried about my Los Angeles Lakers. I am worried about our ability to shoot, which we pick and choose whenever we want to. Whenever we want to be able to make open jump shots. Frank Vogel has become very questionable in my eyes.
Jason Kidd.
I'm ready for. I was ready for Jason Kidd before Frank Vogel even got there, fellas. I'm worried. I'm worried about our shooting, and it's also LeBron for me. LeBron is one of the greatest of all time. He picks and chooses when he wants to take over games. There are times where he's guarded by Gary Trent Jr. and passes the ball, and it absolutely bothers me. I'm of the mindset. I looked and I tweeted this yesterday. There should be zero reason LeBron takes a single jumper in any one of these games against the Portland Trailblazers because who's gonna stay in front of him? Absolutely nobody. And for some reason, he chooses to do jump shots, and he's not that good of a jump shooter. So I'm really worried about that. And I believe in today's game, you have to be able to shoot the ball consistently. And for the most part, the Lakers have not shown me that. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong, especially with this year that's going on. I really hope that I'm wrong, but the Lakers have me on. I'm worried. I'm worried.
I'm not worried about the Lakers. I say that because I'm looking at these other teams in the West. Clippers, they lose to the Nuggets right now.
Okay.
Denver not ready, clearly. Rockets got somebody that's my size that's playing.
But they winning.
But they winning.
That's fine.
And they don't have Russ.
That's fine. It's first round. It's first round, y'all. I see y'all in second round with James Harden. All right. OKC, too young, not ready yet. Utah, let's be real. Dallas, not ready yet. Portland, they got 2 games left. I ain't like we saw LeBron.
You say Clippers.
We saw LeBron. I did. Clippers.
Yeah, that was the first thing we named.
What you say about Clippers?
I'm not worried about the Clippers. I'm not.
Bro, Savage, you make that face that dude, that Nancy Algor dude. Just right there, next time, please.
I'm not worried, man. LeBron just took a 38, a cool 38 the other day. The only player that can stop AD is AD. We've seen that. We've seen that. If AD is engaged, and I'm pretty sure LeBron gonna get on him in some kind of way, it's fine.
Are you calling gentlemen sweep?
So, fellas.
Gentlemen sweep, Savage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gentlemen sweep?
Yes.
I think Portland gonna win one more. I think
Go ahead,
Portland gonna win one more.
I'm not worried at all. I'm not worried.
Yeah, she go.
So a team that we knew who they were, the Sixers. I
knew you was gonna bring them up.
You knew I was gonna bring them up. You spent over $240 million in the offseason for Tobias Harris and Al Horford. And got
the flex. The flex.
But then get the one who scared you in the playoffs. So that they're embarrassing. They could have been on Tony Roten and still would have got the same 4 hands.
I think we're probably the only people in the world that talk about Tony Roten for whatever reason.
Might mean to hashtag them. And I think the most disappointing team to me is really the Clippers. Y'all put this team together. You were a playoff team before you added these 2. Could be, Kawhi's a top 3 talent. Paul George, regular season, a top 15 talent. And so now they're in the playoffs, and you're expecting, if not a sweep, a gentleman's sweep. And I know we're going to talk about this in a moment. We're a call or 2 away from this being a completely different series.
Yes.
And the Clippers are not that we thought they were. And so our Lakers, like Savage went through the whole list, 2 through 8. No. We fine. Y'all fine. Y'all, because AD.
Was that a we?
AD.
He slipped.
AD is selling rebounds separately. If he wants that rebound, he gonna go get it. If he wants to score with the elbow jumper, he's gonna do it. It ain't nobody stopping him in the West, East, North, or South. So there's got to be the Lakers for me. Y'all got it, but it's disappointing for. I just want to say those 2 disappointments. I guess the team I'm surprised about, is that what it is? Yeah. That's the other part, is the Nuggets. Y'all embarrassing.
Embarrassing.
You know what's crazy about that? They're down 2-1. If they win tonight, like the playoffs, it's like that one game flips everything. I think the Lakers could flip tonight if they win tonight. If the Clippers come back and win this game, like Savage said, it's the first round. Because like last year, Fred VanVleet, he struggled in the beginning rounds. It went to the conference finals and NBA finals that he started killing. The first round, he struggled. And at that point, we was like, is he still going to be on the team on Toronto next year? Yeah, he started. About to get it.
Now he's looking like a Hall of Famer.
And what I can say about the Clippers is Luka is that good. They won't probably until they play the Lakers, they won't face a player in the second round. If they get past them, they'll get through the second round easily.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's the thing about the playoffs. Before we move on, Chris Middleton, Savage. Got some.
That's our player. Y'all been on him. and I've been trying to hold on to him because I think he's a nice player. Y'all got me. He mid.
$178 million to stand. I broke down. Y'all saw my breakdowns. Like I followed him the whole game, and he is just uninspiring as a number 2. You look at the other number 2s in the playoffs right now. McCullum will get you 30 if you want to. KP will get you 30 if you want to. Who else? Mike Conley get you 27. Like what? Like dude. And Milton gets you 2. My problem with him, he cannot dribble. Like watch him when he plays, he cannot dribble. He has no left hand at all. At all. So I can't see myself paying 178 for that. No way.
Yeah, and no one wants Christopher after this embarrassing moment.
Not Christopher.
It's not worth it, man. Like to your number 2 point, like even, and I hate to put about the Heat, but even Gordon Dragic putting up better numbers than Chris Middleton, and we're paying him a lot less than Christopher. So Christopher's a bum. Next slide.
Hey, we'll see them next round.
I can't wait for that.
I'm for that.
And check our stats against the Bucks. And please check our stats against the Bucks and how we won and have a winning record against the Bucks.
When are we gonna do episode on who we got going to the finals? Like
we're gonna do it round by round because
round by round. Okay.
Yeah.
Bubble. Yeah, we just do round by round. All right. Hey, let's keep on with the NBA. Trevor, NBA officiating and broadcasting.
Okay, so the NBA playoffs is in full swing, and I'm hoping everyone's enjoying. Just one thing, two things actually that I wanted to bring to the foray is, like Sharky just mentioned, officiating and broadcasting issues, and I'll just start pretty much back with the playing game between Memphis and the Trailblazers. Mark Jackson and Mike Breen, for that matter, failing to do their research and knowing that our coach's name is Taylor Jenkins as opposed to Tyler Jenkins, as they constantly referred him to as. You have that, of course, with the TNT cast. I pretty much anytime Chris Webber is broadcast, I mute the TV because he's what
I've been saying that for years, right?
He's terrible. He's terrible as a commentator. Like anytime he's on, I always mute the TV. Officiating is plenty issues. Of course, the most notable one, Kristaps Porzingis being ejected when we all felt that he shouldn't have. If that doesn't happen, who knows? Dallas is probably looking to go up 3-0 at this point. Even though it didn't really mean much. I think it was the Magic and Bucks game. I think it was Marvin Williams and James Ennis getting into a quote unquote fight, which both of them ended up being ejected for, which they didn't have no outcome on the game because James Ennis could have scored 40 and they still would have lost to the Bucks by 15. So I just want to get you guys' take on the officiating and broadcasters not researching, doing their proper research, or just not knowing what the hell they talking about. So thoughts on that whole aspect of the playoffs so far?
It's the broadcasting for me. I think officiating has been an issue for the league, whether that be NFL for quite some time. Ain't nothing changing but the weather until maybe we see additional referee change. Well, not change, but if we see additional referee added to the games here and there, I don't think it'll change. It'll continue to be the way it is. But it like I said, it's the broadcasting for me. You have a team that basically gives you some of the information as you're going through the games and things like that. And so to kind of get people's names wrong consistently is the thing that's like, come on now, bro. Like it's Taylor Jenkins, not Tyler Jenkins. You know? That's the part for me.
I think both. I mean, I think even broadcasting has been terrible. C. Wells has been terrible. Reggie Miller has been terrible.
Lord.
Both. It's just reoccurring issue. It's like during the pandemic, you was hoping that they got better. You was hoping the referees, and, we was hoping the broadcasting at least got better. And it's terrible. Doris Burke is killing these folks by
DB. Shout out to DB.
She's killing them. Yeah, nurse. Yeah, she's the GOAT. Broadcasting
at this point. Yeah.
Man, I remember watching the Sixers game, and like I actually got a sense of excitement because they kept on calling Josh Richardson Jason Richardson. I'm like, oh snap, Jason Richardson back. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking, and they did it so much. Like it wasn't the first time, it wasn't a second. It's like somebody in your internet said, hey bro, Josh, not Jason.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's like
it has to be, man.
It's showing the unprofessionalism, for the NBA, especially for people like me who would rather not even listen to any analysts, until like every now and then. Going back into the Celtics game when we have to watch.
Even with that, you hear the names when they being introduced in the starting lineup. So there's like absolutely no excuse.
You can look down on the sheet of paper that me and Shaq know they give y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like it's right there. It's right there.
And I can understand slipping up and messing up like one time.
Yeah.
But you can seriously say Tyler Jenkins. Jason Richardson.
Saying Tyler Jenkins.
I mean, come on now.
I thought I was wrong. He said so much.
And speaking of this, I know this kind of like off the topic, but still on topic. I don't know if he talked about the guy who got fired on the analyst who got fired for saying like the baseball analyst.
Oh yeah, that's a Ella. That's a Ella.
My candidate. I forgot if we talked about it or not. I forgot his name, but dude got fired for saying the F-bomb. Referring to the city, but that's just still like not knowing that people were recording you at the time. Like that was the biggest thing. He didn't know that they were recording, and he let one of his normal behavior slide. So it is what it is. But back to I guess the whole overall like NBA and professionalism. Like you got to be a little bit more professional. C-Web, I don't know if you need to drink a 5-hour energy or something like that, but C-Web's been terrible. He's like somebody go lay the ball up. He'll go say, hey, he just laid the ball up, obviously. He's like Captain Obvious. Captain Obvious. We're going to call him
I mute the TV.
You said what?
Anytime he's on commentary, I mute the TV. And just
as you should. You'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
Hey, only thing, and I can't say this, TNT people, they be on it with their music, though. The other night,
they
coming with it, though.
They in Atlanta. What you expect?
I was sitting sideways. I like sitting sideways.
Man, what?
Hey, somebody from the culture got a hold of them, bro, and I appreciate them. We gotta get on the roses while we can.
Hey, shout out to Earl and the crew though, because they stay checking each other like every single day. So shout out to them as well.
Somebody said championship Chuck. Boy, I
almost died.
I lost it.
Yeah, my takeaway from like the broadcasting, I stopped listening to like I'll either cut it like down like a little bit or all the way down, just because it's a more enjoyable watch for me. Just to, like watch basketball instead of just listen to like what they're saying, and then you form your own opinions about it, just based on what you watch. So even when I'm watching like for like bootleg breakdowns, it's on mute and I'm just going through it and just watching like the game unfold. So that's more enjoyable. Yeah. But I think the officiating, I mean, like Skylar mentioned, it's been that way forever. But it's very, very blatant as to who the NBA wants to win. Grizzlies versus Blazers. I mean, free throw discrepancy. We can go back to Fizdale and talk about the data for that.
Take that for data, yeah.
But even I'm a Lakers fan. Even with the Lakers game, it was like 41-17. I was like, dude, Portland get a chance to shoot a free throw. So
y'all kept missing.
yeah, and Lakers missed so many free throws. So yeah, it's just ugly all around. Referees, I feel like it won't even out until like the next round. You get the teams out of the way, like the 8 seed and the 7 seed. You get them out the way, then you can have basketball after that. But we'll see.
Nah.
For me, it's the officiating, honestly, because the broadcasting has been bad for years, and there's absolutely no excuse now during the bubble. Like, what else are you doing in between games to get all this correct? So to me, it's really the officiating, because officiating is costing games, rhythm. Things like that. As the point we brought up earlier, if Kristoff isn't kicked off in game 1, I am 100% confident that the Mavericks win that game. To be honest, because I don't think the Clippers saw that coming. And then we're talking about a different series. We're talking about a 3-0 series as compared to a 2-1 and being down 2-1. So to me, really, it's the officiating, and then broadcasting. You might as well just keep listening to Let's Be Real. Because we're going to when you need it.
Yeah, we need to do some live broadcasting.
And if we ain't around, just catch DB, Dorsberg. There you go. So.
Dorsberg, yeah, she be giving them together.
Yeah.
All right. Sheedy, Masai Ujiri.
Yes. So Masai Ujiri, for those that don't know, is the president of the World Championship Toronto Raptors. And he was faced with an incident when his team won in California at Golden State's Arena. I'm just going to read his quote really quickly, and then we can just talk about the video that did surface based upon what happened. And this is him quoting him. This video sadly demonstrates how horribly I was treated by a law enforcement officer last year in the midst of my team, the Toronto Raptors, winning its first world championship. Yet, unfortunately, I was reminded in that moment that despite all of my hard work and success, there are some people, including those who are supposed to protect us, who will always and only see me as something that is unworthy of respectful engagement. And there's only one indisputable reason why this is the case, because I'm Black. And it makes me think like, no matter what you do at the end of the day, no matter what job you have at the end of the day, when you're in your car, the cops don't see you as Mr. this or Dr. that. They see you as a Black man. And so just want to hear you guys' points and thoughts about that video surfacing, and then, how that reflects about where we're at now with Black Lives Matter.
It just continues. I mean, I actually had forgot about the incident. Then when they brought it back up with the video and like how they tried to sue him, that didn't make sense at all. I was like, wow. So I feel for him. I hate it took that video for people to start believing.
All right.
Like that's that's sad. And I'm glad the body. What? How come it took a year for us to see the body?
For this video to surface, yeah.
That's one.
There you go.
But yeah.
I think what makes it even sadder to me is that despite this full-blown evidence of this incident happening, the police department is still maintaining their stance on the whole deal, just saying that Masai was being aggressive and attacked the officer first, which you don't see in the video at all. I just feel like it's disgusting at this point. To Shee's point, what he mentioned earlier, it's like no matter what you do, you're still just a Black man. Or if you're a white man talking about it in the quote Uncle Ruckus from the Boondocks, you still just the N-word. So no matter what you do. So it's disgusting, man, and that's pretty much all I have. I really don't know what else I can put on top of that.
I'll go. Like, two things. One, whoever that security person is lucky that Masai Ujiri didn't square with that man and like gave him one on the chin. Because Masai, and this is two, Masai Ujiri handled that with so much grace, so much like Jesus Christ was with him. Because if that had been me and you put your hands on me and push me all the way back and I did nothing, it's on site. Like, I got to see you right now. Like, I don't care who around. But yeah, that just goes to show, like, that's like what she said. That's what people think that you are in that moment. Like, matter of fact, I got an example. When I was with the Grizzlies, it's a playoff game. I think it was against the Thunder. And y'all know I was a ball boy. I'm pushing the cart back to the Byzantine locker room. And one of the fans, Grizzlies fan, this is in Memphis, white guy, Grizzlies fans asked me to give him one of the players' towels. I said, nah, I can't do that because I do that, I get fired. There's cameras everywhere in the FedEx Forum. Dude called me an N-word. And I was ready to square up with this man. You know what I'm saying? Like, in that moment, I was able to show grace, but to get physically pushed, I salute Masai Ujiri, and I hope that officer is never ever go to the NBA game again, and he need to get was deserved to him.
That's all.
I think it's kind of crazy. Like, how'd you know which player's sweat towel would have been his, first of all? So the fact that he even asked that should have shown what kind of person he was right off the top. But as far as the whole Ujiri thing goes, it's like, what more do you want from us? Because you can see in the video, he didn't have any beer in his hand. He didn't have anything that can harm the security officer. As a matter of fact, I believe he was in a suit and tie. So what more could you want from us to be like, we're not a threat to you? And the fact that you still felt threatened is unbelievable. And you tried to countersue? Oh, okay, cool.
On site.
I know, right?
And for me, I was just glad that there was at least a body cam. I was glad that there was at least video evidence to prove what he had been saying. And it just kind of goes back to like Like I'm actually just thankful for technology, right? So just like imagine there had been no technology, and so it's his word versus the wars, and so of course you know who they're gonna believe, and so I'm just glad that there's at least evidence of this. I mean, it even goes back to the whole George Floyd situation. Like there was video evidence of them like doing what they did to him. So it's just glad that we have. I'm glad that we have technology to prove that like what we say as Black people is actually happening to us. And so I'm glad that other people in other races are able to see it.
I just hate that it took so long because I'm pretty sure that wasn't the first camera recording of that whole incident. And that's my thing. Like the fact that it's out now is cool. Let's finally put it away. But the fact that it's finally here that we get to see what really happened. Yeah.
Yeah, it's plenty. I'm pretty sure there's plenty more footage of that incident. Somebody in that vicinity recorded that. Other than
maybe Ujiri did get a hit in.
It probably was after the fact or before everything transpired.
Got that mellow Jared Jeffries in right quick.
And just to kind of wrap this all up, when we're talking about this, the fact of the matter is that the guy countersued before, things are really out there about everything. But it also goes to like, if you're not Black, you have to have so much evidence with you. And just so you kind of have a different perspective as well. In terms of like court cases, right? Like with custody battles. Custody battles and hearings are set for women to win 95% of the time unless a man brings all the evidence. And we're in that same place as African Americans. I hate to say African Americans, the same place as Blacks. Unless we got all the evidence, it's very hard for us to win a case because look at what they're doing with even with evidence presented, officers are still walking around,
living their best life.
Still, like that is disgusting to me. And what's that lady? There's that lady from Saved by the Bell, I think, who got a 2-month sentence for flogging. About her daughter getting into school, but she only got 2 months. Well, we got people that sold a couple dime bags doing 4 to 7 years, and they can't get a job afterwards. So man, we had to. But
you're hearing what's going on in this state now, right? The governor just signed a bill saying that protesting now comes with a potential felony and up to 6 years of prison and loss of voting rights.
That's illegal, bro. That's illegal. You don't have the power to stop somebody from voting.
Right.
It's in the freaking Constitution.
Right. Thank you, Luke.
It's in the Constitution, bro. Like, look, I want to go protest right now, right in front of them. And I will sue you if you say you deny my the right to vote. Man, oh my God. If y'all watching this, protest.
Not for real.
All right. So let's get on to NFL headlines. Took Washington football team.
All right, man. Some positive Black Lives Matter news. You know what I'm saying? The Washington No Names did something that hadn't been done in the 100 years that the NFL has been around, and they hired a Black president. Like I said, the NFL August 20th was the NFL's birthday. The first year was 1920. We're in 2020 now, and we're just now getting to a first Black president of the NFL team. So first things first, definitely salute to the Washington No Names for this move, especially during this time of Black Lives Matter, and they better have given somebody at least a chance. What are y'all thoughts about the Washington No Names? Finally, the NFL finally bringing in a Black president. We just wait on the owner, but it is what it is.
I just looked at
that. Go ahead, a while ago, I think we were saying there needs to be minority ownership within, of course, the NFL, but in Washington, a team that's already had a racial slur as their mascot. I mean, it's only fitting to have a minority president, a minority coach in Ron Rivera, and then a minority quarterback in Dwayne Haskins. Who knows how long he'll be there? I don't know. But
do y'all think it was the save face?
I think so. I think it's pretty
a
obvious.
Little bit. Why you say a little bit, Sal?
Yeah, go ahead, Sal.
No, I totally agree. I think that was kind of the purpose of that. First of all, I definitely want to say somebody's listening to Let's Be Real out there, because we, like Seven said, we definitely said that a couple months ago. But I definitely agree. I think they kind of just did that just kind of like to say, oh, look at the Washington, whatever. Look, they're actually doing something positive. Yeah, they're actually out here doing something positive by hiring a black man, X, Y, and Z. Would they have done it if all this stuff would have happened? Probably not. But at the end of the day, as long as they did it, I'm glad to see a black man is in a high position such as that. I would like to see that happen more across the league. I think that's the difference you kind of see with the NBA and in the NFL. In the NBA, you see more minority head leadership and things like that, but you don't see that quite as much as in the NFL. And you can kind of see the difference in like how the different sports are, where the different sports could be in the next couple of years. So I'm glad to see it. I hope to see more of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was to save face and look at the timing of everything. But to Skylar's point, this can't just be a one-time thing either. We need to celebrate this across the board and think about GMs. Just like your coaches are great, right? We talked about this before. It's great to have a black head coach, but if he don't have control of who is playing for him, if he doesn't know, who's in and out, who's going to be the next in the contracts, then it's over with. You're just giving him these players. So let's not just be a one-time deal. Let's continue to do this with all other teams, including the Cowboys, who could use it.
So let me ask you. Go ahead.
No, I'll just add this real quick. I mean, it's a great start, especially with DC being primarily black city. So to you guys' point, I do want to see more of this. So let's push it to the next big black city. Let's try to see what we can get in ATL or things of that nature. So, but that was my 2 cents there.
Like, what you think?
I just saw pandemic P miss a layup, but yeah, we need. I'm glad it happened. I know I saw a lot of backlash and like, yada yada. I mean, we got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, this is a start. Yeah, it is a shame that it's the first time, but guess what? We're finally here. It's happening. So I'm glad that black person finally got hired in the NFL. But like I said, let's continue. I think we had, like I said, Savage, we had mentioned this. We had mentioned that it should happen.
Yeah.
When we was talking about the Washington, when they got rid of the team name, the logo and stuff, we was mentioning how this should happen. It came to fruition. So shout out to us for announcing that this should happen. So
yes,
somebody just
yeah.
Let me ask y'all this. So black people, we always get a rift about being late. We got 2 weeks left for a possible NFL season. We still don't know what we call in the Washington team. When do you think that we'll have a team? And when do y'all think Jason Wright is his name, by the way, will finally give out a team name? Because if we got
next year.
2 weeks left,
It'll be next year.
It'll be next. Are they still the Redskins?
No, they're going to be the Washington football team for the
until
entire
next
year.
year. So we're literally going to call them the Washington football team for the whole year.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm mad at they're the Washington football team, literally.
Yeah.
Oh man, I hope he come up with a hell of a name, man. Jason, we here with you. We here with you, Mr. Wright.
Yeah.
One more thing about the I often say the Redskins, damn it. The Washington football team, Coach Ron Rivera was diagnosed with cancer. So definitely send our prayers and good thoughts to good old Riverboat Run.
Yep, agree. Man. All right. Ravens released Earl Thomas today. He got into a fight with a teammate on Friday. The teammate name was Chuck Clark. Apparently, he's been missing meetings. He's been late to all team meetings. And he basically just conducted detrimental. That's what they released him for in those terms. The incident with his wife that happened back in April. She put a gun on him, and that whole incident with him and his brother and whoever woman they were cheating with. So, I mean, do y'all think Earl Thomas is crazy for one? How crazy do y'all think he's crazy?
Look, man,
the Cowboys 49ers.
He ain't been the same. He ain't been the same since he turned into a fullback for the Tennessee Titans.
I'm about to share that picture.
Ouch.
I'm sorry, but I mean, I still think he's definitely one of the top safeties in the game. But ever since that moment, it's just like it's been downhill for Earl Thomas since then. So hey,
for me,
go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that Earl Thomas is doing this because to my knowledge, you didn't see or hear of him doing things of this magnitude in Seattle. And of course, Pete Carroll is there, and I think Pete Carroll is for the nonsense. And I don't think that the Ravens coach is either. But I'm not sure exactly what's going on with him. Whatever that is that's going on with him, I definitely hope he comes to terms with that stuff. Because he was definitely he had a pretty good contract for the Ravens, and so for that some of that money not to be coming to him because he's doing whatever he's doing, whether it be whatever situation he's got going on at home, or he's being a fullback for the Tennessee Titans. I definitely hope whatever demons he has going on with himself, I definitely hope he fixes them.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's not fair.
That's great.
That's not fair.
The Titans fans are pretty great. I gotta say, because actually, I heard about the whole Earl Thomas them possibly releasing him thing on Friday. It was Titans fans. I got on Twitter. It was like, "Oh man, he ain't been the same since Derrick Henry did this and this." I was like, "What's going on, Earl Thomas?" I didn't even see that. I didn't see what he did yet. It was just I saw Derrick Henry. So.
Yeah, he just really punked himself out of a hopeful possible Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like the Ravens are gonna be good next season, and now he's gonna probably be looking to the Cowboys.
That's a good question.
Oh,
there we go.
Shout out to my sis friend who's close friends with the wifey. So
exactly. I appreciate the support.
Well, my thought about Earl Thomas, like I think he has something deeper is going on with him personally. It's on a mental level because one, y'all remember when he was with Seattle and he was flipping off the sideline and then running to the locker room, talking to Jason Garrett, talking about come get me. First of all, I ain't talking to Jason Garrett about nothing. It's Jason Garrett, trash. But that, and then like the whole thing with his wife, or like him and his brother sitting with a random there are too many things that are stacking up to the point where Baltimore was like, okay, this is ridiculous. And what more than anything though, y'all, this is a 31-year-old man who's fighting in training camp, like with a random dude. Like, you said,
yeah.
I said, I didn't want to say I never heard the dude before, but I said his name. I had to write it down like
He probably somebody trying to make the squad.
Right. What is going on? But I mean, somebody is going to reap the benefits of Earl Thomas being essentially a mercenary because he gonna go to either Dallas. I think San Fran is probably his best fit though because you got Sherm there and you can see Seattle twice a year. That's what I think. I feel that with him, and I feel like it'd be like a 1-year deal. Come win a ring, and then you out of here afterwards. But
it's interesting, but it's Dallas because Dallas is known for making big headlines, big splashes, and things of that nature. So nothing will be bigger for the Cowboys.
Dallas also got to be mindful of character issues too. They have been kind of looking at character for a little bit after what's the guy's name, the defensive end who went crazy from Memphis. Greg Hardy. Crazy. Yeah. So,
I think it's definitely gonna be the Cowboys though. Like you see them, I read some reports that they're clearing money. You know what I'm saying? I just hate that money ain't going to Daiquiri.
No,
Jacksonville.
So as you all know, as we already talked about, Earl's been one that comes to Dallas. And it's not like we have to put a whole bunch of money up to get him because once he's released, they still have to give him whatever that percentage is anyway. And to the point of character issue, you're right. We have been checking a lot of that at the door. But I don't think you let that talent go. Jerry's not gonna let that talent go. When he knows he can get it for cheap, he's not gonna let that talent go. Even if it's a 1-year Kawhi rental, he ain't gonna let it go.
Yeah.
Kawhi rental.
All right. So shout out to Miss Francesca again. So we're actually going to add in the topic of real talk with it's 133 to 132 right now, by the way, between the Clippers and Dallas. Last 10 seconds. So we're about to see what's about to go down. But let's talk about Montrezl Harrell and Luka Doncic from Game 3 situation that went down. So y'all remember got into it. Montrezl Harrell pushed him off, hit the layup, and called him a B. Hey, I'm not going to say the language. I'm going to be good today. B, A. If y'all know what the terms mean, B, A, white boy.
That cuss words.
Yep. So, and after that, I know Luka had got to. He pushed him and turned him down, told him to stop flopping. So, it's been like a big whole argument about that. Today, before Game 4, they actually shook up. I think Montrezl Harrell apologized. So how big of a deal was that for y'all?
I don't think it's going to be as big of a deal because you saw Montrezl Harrell and Luka Doncic actually like go and talk to each other and come to terms about what happened. I think that'll be the biggest story. Which I think at the end of the day, that's a good thing to see. Just to see, like, of course, I think with playoff basketball, there's going to be trash talking. I'm pretty sure there's trash talking even much worse than that. So I think for me, I was more a little shocked, but also more happy that they were able just to kind of say, hey, like, I apologize for X, Y, and Z that happened in the other game. Let's play basketball. That's that's playoff basketball. So
I was just about to say, it's playoff basketball at this point. So we've heard much worse. We've seen much worse at this point. So like I said, it was great that they actually talked it out, hugged it out before today's game. Just playoff basketball. Just let it go. Just play ball.
In the spirit of high competitiveness, like a lot of things can be said that you don't even realize that you say. You know what I'm saying? Regardless, like Montrezl Harrell, who did apologize before the game, he's not a bad guy. You know what I'm saying? He plays hard. He does the dirty work, of course. But if you look at him, like he's really a good guy. You know, the fact that he said, you know, I messed up so quick. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Luka for accepting it. You know, that shows his character. But I think a lot of people are talking about, and you know, on Twitter, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people are saying, like, what would happen if, you know, the roles were reversed? You know what I'm saying? What if he has a BA, you know, black boy instead? So, you know what I'm saying? I think that's I can't wait to see what y'all hype about, but I think that
hey, sorry, Luka.
Luka, here we go.
He pulled up game winning 3, hit the buzzer.
At the buzzer, bro.
As you were speaking. Sorry, man. I'll
take it. That's okay. As long as I know
I just realized Porzingis wasn't playing
at all.
I saw him on the sideline. I was like, "Whoa!" Bro, Trey Burke got 20 points. Bro, he been good. He been playing well, but dang.
Meanwhile, Middleton can't get 2.
Trey Burke got 25. Let me take this 20. Trey Burke got 20.
TV so behind.
I like Trey Burke.
My TV is so behind.
I'm about to say that because I know he's playing pretty decent too.
So back in the day, my mom was a Lakers fan. Well, she still is a Lakers fan, but there was a level of respect that came to Larry Bird, right? And so my mom used to say, she told me this, she said, that's a cold ass white boy. From my perspective, Montrezl Harrell saying that trash talk is out of respect for the fact that this white boy can play basketball. Montrezl Harrell knows that he can play basketball, but Montrezl Harrell, wherever he's from, he channeled his inner hood where you say whatever on the blacktop. Y'all done hoop before outside. I done hooped at Pine Hill Community Center, at Orange Mountain, at McFarland Community Center, at Fraser Community Center.
Precinct.
Anything goes. Anything goes on the basketball court. Now, of course, in the NBA, you can't call him a BA white boy. You call him a white boy. I think that's safe. You call him a white boy.
Yeah.
Call him a BA, like, But then again, though, KG has a clip out there on YouTube of him saying all kind of mess.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And nobody clowned him. So.
Right. Luka didn't take no offense to it. He pushed it back.
Because Luka knows.
So stop laughing. Like,
I can't wait till we get to a world that if the person is not offended, then let's not be as offended as a person. Like, there's more people out in the world that are more offended than Luka right now.
Right.
Come on,
yeah.
Come on,
Man, shout out to Luka, man.
Yeah, I personally, I comment can go either way if you ask me, because I think to the point, like, if it would have been like black boy or, you know, something with the N-word, you know, people would have been.
Yeah, that's true, man. That's true.
I think just, you know, there's nothing else that's going on right now but basketball and playoff basketball, and you gotta let emotions fly and let them do what they do. So the point that we can let it go, why can't officials let go of the emotion that's happening as well during the game? And so I need that point to be taken. Also, Pandemic P had 9 points.
He made 3 shots.
And Trey Burke had 25.
No, not the Trey Burke.
Well,
Shout out to Trey Burke, man.
Trey Burke had
Shout out to Trey
25,
Burke.
and he had none.
Columbus, Ohio.
Can I? Oh, go ahead.
Mhm. Paul George. Excuse me, I'm knocking at your door, sir.
No, it's Pandemic P, bro.
Pandemic P. Sorry, Pandemic P. Where you gonna get traded to next? Because this ain't working for you either. Next slide. I'm sorry, Tyler. Go ahead.
We're gonna ask for a trade.
No, I just want to say real quickly. I know when Paul George and Kawhi Leonard team they signed them to both be in the Clippers. And I heard some people say, I don't think it was anybody on this podcast, but they were going to be a really top defensive team, and they out here giving up 120, 130 points, giving up 45 to Luka, whatever they gave up to Luka. So 47 points, and they're supposed to be a really good defensive team. Doc Rivers.
Yeah, you and Tavis been saying that for years. I mean, this ain't nothing different.
I know. Just with the people that ain't been listening to it that long. Doc Rivers is up.
Y'all been saying it. Y'all definitely been saying it.
Oh, man.
Pepper Lou at 36.
It's nice.
47, man. I think it was 47, 13, and 11.
No, he said Lou Weir at 36 of them.
They didn't lose because of Kawhi.
Clamping down. No.
All right, Kawhi been playing. Kawhi been himself this whole series.
So
Kawhi robot, of course he gonna hoop. Right. He got no choice. He gonna do his thing.
So here we go. This is what I wanted to make that point about. I don't know if people have been paying attention, but how Kawhi's body language is with this Clippers team.
Yes.
It's very different than any other time.
More emotional, more mad.
He is like, why y'all not in the spots? Like, this should be something easier for them. But I've watched his body language, and it's telling me a completely different story between Kawhi and what we thought we were expecting with this Clippers team. Paul George for sure ain't a number two, because if he's a number two, he should be able to carry them as a number one. He's not it after that surgery, but Kawhi is not meshing with this Clippers team like they're making it out to be.
Yeah. We met that top
camaraderie is the issue.
Yeah, because they ain't been playing together on this whole season. Everybody been hurt. But yeah, let's get on with ReaLIST.
Yeah.
So, I'll share the screen.
This is gonna be funny.
Top safeties. What, Sam, do you want me to start 6 through 10 or no? It's two different.
Yeah, do the 10 first.
I don't even remember mine.
We can fly through 6 through 10. This ain't nothing. We just go. So, as y'all know, we decided to combine free and strong safeties. Safeties are becoming much more versatile in how they're used. Yeah, some of them coming off the edge, some of them in coverage, some of them back in the defense. So we put them all together. So this is how we came up with it. 6 through 10, I just go in reverse. You have Anthony Harris at 10. We got Mr. Earl Thomas, who doesn't have a team right now, at 9. Harrison Smith at 8. McCourty at 7. And then Simmons at 6. Quick thoughts on 6 through 10.
I completely forgot about Simmons. I'm gonna be real honest with you. I completely forgot about him.
He good.
I know. Yeah, I knew he was good. I just when I was doing my list, I completely had forgot about him. I don't know why, but I have no issues with the list 10 through 6. I don't.
Yeah. This was basically what I had. I think I have had Anthony Harris ahead of Harrison Smith, but that's topic for for other Minnesota Viking fans to have who the best safety on their own team is. But I actually 10, I think I had Earl Thomas at 10. No, I had Eddie Jackson at 10, but Earl Thomas, it was between him, Earl Thomas, Jordan Poyer, and Micah Hyde from the Bills. So it was safety similar to cornerback. It's a lot of depth. We could have won 10. We could have won 1 through 15. Yeah. It was pretty, especially doing both free safety and strong safety. Yeah. It's a lot of depth to safety though. But I have no problems with this 6 through 10. So
I have no issue with this list. The only issue that I have is the guy at number 8, Mr. Harrison Smith. I've seen several Minnesota Viking games. Several. He doesn't pop up on my screen at all. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me. But I've seen 6, 7, 9, and 10. I've seen them play, and they all pop up on my screen. I really couldn't tell you what number 8. Harrison, I don't even know what number he wears. I really don't.
Scott, I'm playing Madden. I got the EA beta version, so I can play 10 hours before the game come out. That man is 95 rated.
He's the highest.
I was just about to go to that because I actually had Harrison Smith number 3, And I don't watch him that much, but if you looked at the numbers and the fact that he's been a 5-time Pro Bowler, like that's something that a lot of safeties haven't been able to do. And the fact that Matt got him 95.
Smith, man.
I think Anthony Harris is building him.
Yeah, I would put Anthony Harris for Harrison Smith.
I mean, the numbers still don't lie though.
I think Harrison Smith is a product.
Good.
I think he's a product of their front seven. I think that's what makes him that good.
Yeah, Danielle Hunter.
Because, like I said, he doesn't pop up on my screen at all. He doesn't.
They pretty loaded up there.
Yeah.
Another thing, Jonathan Simmons was in my top 5 too. That Denver Broncos defense has always been legit.
Yeah, he was borderline in my 5, but I think what we about to go to. Chidi, you got anything?
Nah, I agree with where number 8 is at with Smith, for sure. I think it makes the Vikings look really good defensively right now, safety wise, but we all know again, it was the front seven that really made that defense stand out. But I mean, you reap those benefits. I mean, look at we talked about Tony Baselli, a long time ago, and how Fred Taylor reaped the benefits of having a great left tackle. And so you got to go with what you got, and they'll get exposed this season. But what they've done so far, Smith, oh yeah, he deserves to be in there for sure.
So let me do the top 5.
All right, top 5. We got Derwin James at 5.
What? At 5?
Yeah, Derwin James at 5. Got Kevin Byard at 4. You got the Honey Badger Tyrann Mathieu at 3. Jamal Adams of the Seattle Seahawks at 2. And Minkah.
What? Yeah, exactly. What? Yes.
So I go real quick. I mean, you'll be hard pressed to find somebody who makes an immediate impact when they get traded to their team, like literally with no time to prepare with an offseason. So I can only imagine an offseason with Minkah in the Pittsburgh. In my opinion, this is top three defense, in my opinion. It's all about the offense with Pittsburgh. But I mean, Minkah, he made an immediate impact, playmaker. Like that's what I love out of safety. Like, can you make plays at the line of scrimmage, in coverage, and on the back end? And that's what Minkah does.
I applaud that he's number 1. Actually, I thought maybe Eric Berry would have been above him. I thought maybe Jamal. I'm sorry.
Matthew.
Sorry, it's about Tyrann Mathieu. Sorry.
Yeah.
But I definitely thought that he would have been a little bit towards like the 4 or 5. But again, like Seven said, he made an immediate impact once he got to the Steelers. The man is literally everywhere. He's always around the ball, whether that's making tackles, making picks, picking up fumbles, scoring. He's also scoring when he gets the ball.
Yeah.
I have no issue with him being at number 1. That's all I got to say.
Let me speak on. So I had Derwin James at 5, and obviously somebody else had him up there too.
I had him.
Basically projecting forward. We think about how good he was cold when he played. He got hurt last year.
Yeah.
So basically, I'm projecting forward. I think going forward, he's the top 5 safety. He got hurt.
I had him at 10 just because of the injuries. But projecting forward, I can definitely see him making a huge impact and possibly getting back in the top 5.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
For me, actually, I had Derwin James number 4, and he could easily be number 1 if it not went for his injury last season. He just has that much talent. Shout out to y'all for acknowledging that. You know what I'm saying as well. Like a top 5, definitely a top 5 safety. But y'all high on Minkah Fitzpatrick, and I trust y'all. So I guess I think it's kind of biased though because we do have more than one Steelers fan represent us. But
now it's
again.
Now it's biased.
I make that too.
I
got Jamal Adams.
Okay,
I'm gonna roll with that.
We were close to going to the playoffs with no quarterback, and it was all because of Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Y'all put this much love in this one guy?
Have you not seen his highlights?
Have you not seen him play?
No, but still,
That's
he's a safety.
He led safeties and touchdowns. He had, I want to say 5 touchdowns, 3 recovered fumbles. Like Scott said, he is literally everywhere on the field. And
He literally had a turnover his first 4 games.
Yeah,
All right. I'm gonna watch more of this. I gotta see this, like for him to be number 1, especially above Jamal Adams and the Honey Badger. Like I gotta see this.
First of all,
that's how Jamal Adams. I had him at 3, but I
I
feel
did
like
too.
if I want out of a safety, I want somebody that's gonna like actually be in coverage. He's more of a rush safety for me. So I guess like what I value is a safety like Fitzpatrick, like Matthew, over Jamal Adams. But he was 3. Like what he does, he's good at what he does. I ain't gonna front. He's a playmaker too, but I feel like Minka and Honey Badger are more versatile in what they can do for you on the football field.
I knew it.
Sharky, if it matters, bro, I had Kevin Byard at number 2.
Jeez.
I have it all. Matthew, I don't like where he's at. That's me personally. And my reasoning, because why you ain't got him up there? He again is benefiting from a great offense. And so Patrick Mahomes is going to score in 42, 43 seconds. And then you have to score now. You have to come back with a score. So the coverage is a little bit different. You know how to read, the offense a little bit differently because he benefits from that. And that's I don't think his talent is a top 5. I think he's a top 10 safety, yes, but I don't think he's a top 5 based upon his team, and he's benefiting from his team. So
Is Shark still there?
Nah, he. Oh, there you
go.
Oh, he's coming back.
I was like, he disappeared like Pandemic P. So
Yeah,
talk to us about Byard. Like, what do we look for?
That's what I was telling you, Sharky.
Yeah,
I had a number 2.
Oh, he cold. I mean, I would have had him top,
I think I had him at 3.
I had him at 3.
I don't know if it was 3 or 4.
I had him 4 because I had Tyrann Mathieu 2 and I had Jordan Adams 3. Only reason I put Byard 4 because I always say he was top 3, but I think Minka Fitzpatrick getting traded to the Steelers last year and just making immediate impact. Kevin Byard, it's not his fault, but when Malcolm Butler went down, we were a top. Our safeties, I mean, our secondary is one of the best, but when Malcolm Butler went down, we dropped down to like 20-something pass ranked defense. And my thing is, I saw Minka Fitzpatrick cook. And what helps, y'all do have TJ Watt in Pittsburgh. That helps. The Titans won't have that type of defensive line. I mean, they can get pressure, and your front seven getting pressure helps the secondary. So it's not all him, but it's like I need to see you make that type of impact. But like I said, it's different things, different situations. And also, I think Adoree Jackson got hurt and stuff. So I kind of adopt him a little bit, but I mean, he could have been 3 or 2. I was being a little hardcore with him.
Like me and Darius Slay behind his house.
Yeah, but yeah, Kevin Byard, he's really good. I mean, he led the league in picks. I think the last 3 or 4 years.
Just to go get it.
Yeah, and you saw him in the playoffs. I mean, he make plays. He makes the tackles. He gets interceptions. Great in coverage. He can be a nickel corner if you need him to be. I mean, he meant to do it all for us. So,
and I also think with this, I'm sorry. I also think with this top 5 list, I think you can if you put Minka on the Jets or if you put the Honey Badger on the Chargers, I think they all make the same impact. I think that's how good that top 5 is. They're all really, really good at their positions.
Yep.
I was gonna say another safety that didn't make this list, but I feel like is worthy of an honorable mention is Eddie Jackson, man. Like,
he had
a down year last year, but that first year, like, dude went crazy on like just intercepting the ball and scoring touchdowns. So I feel like the Bears are gonna be better next year on defensively, and if they put in Nick Foles middle through the season, that's another topic. Yeah. Let's gotta mention like any of these safeties are interchangeable. Like they'll make an impact anywhere. Because even with like Honey Badger, I know she's not high on him, but Honey Badger was still making plays with Houston when he was in Houston.
He made plays in the Super Bowl.
And that's why he was number 2 for me because I saw he basically had that Bob Sanders like impact for the Chiefs.
Good comparison.
The Colts defense wasn't good. Bob Sanders came in, all of a sudden they're decent enough to get the Super Bowl. Chiefs defense last year, defense wasn't good. Come to last year, Tyrann Mathieu made those plays in the Super Bowl. I mean, during the playoff run, I mean, we on score 24. I think San Fran on the score 20. Houston didn't score again after they scored the first 24. They scored 7 points the rest of the game. So, I mean, he did similar to Minka Fitzpatrick. He made it, turn the defense around.
I think for honorable mention for me, somebody, Sharky, you'll get to see later on in the season is Micah Hyde with the Bills.
Yeah.
I think the Bills defense, like I said, is going to be number 1, number 2. And I think Micah Hyde, he may be on the spotlight for top 10, right at 10, possibly 9 on this list next year.
Yeah, it's Micah Hyde.
Michael.
Yeah, I mentioned him, Eddie Jackson. I had Eddie Jackson at 10. I said Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer, the other safety for the Bills.
Yeah.
Keanu Neal, if he could stay healthy for the Falcons,
Yeah,
he won
for the
the top
Falcons.
He just stay hurt.
Mhm.
Except you had something else.
Nah, that's it, man. What we doing next week?
We're gonna have to combine some stuff. We already had D tackles and linebackers going to be combined, but we might have to even
We still gotta do coaches.
do coaches. Yeah. So we'll see. I'm gonna get with you.
I would be curious to do coaches like right before the season.
Mm.
Cause I feel like we
Yeah.
might have varying opinion about coaches.
Because we still got edge and D ends and edge rushers.
Yeah.
So I might combine all three of them, and we just gonna have to do like 30-minute segment or whatever on it.
So you can do like
It
maybe
depend on NBA, depend on other news, but yeah, we'll have to combine all that into one. The coaches and top 5 coaches division storylines to be the Sunday before the regular season supposedly starts. But yeah, that's all. Sheedy is back in. Yeah, we just finished up the safeties, man. You got any last things?
No.
He saw it. He just waiting on the safety. That's all.
I need Earl the Pearl Thomas.
Not Earl the Pearl. That makes him sound.
I'm
45.
telling you, for y'all own benefit, he needs to be signed by the end of Tuesday. If he's not signed by the end of Tuesday, there's an issue.
Thank you.
All right, man. Y'all got anything else? Finish this thing off.
Yours truly. I just celebrated my 31st birthday
man.
this past Friday. So now I'm in my Reggie Miller year. So instead of being a quarterman, this year I'm going to work on coming off the screens on the catch and shoot. So.
Got a little Eva in the building. She checking
Hey.
She'll take my place in a couple years, probably in like 2 years.
2 years. All right, man.
There you go.
All right, y'all.
You're not gonna do Would You Rather?
Nah, we ain't signed. All right, y'all. That's it.
Stay black.
Peace.